friends that you call exes. I know that you destined in the finesse. I'm a believer, you was a diva, you was a queen on Queen Latifah. I do not want you, baby, I need you.
Hey guys, it's me, Maisha Page. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. For this video, I am going to be doing a story time. Kind of like a story time, I guess. I'm just going to be talking to you guys about my experience when it came to working at Home Depot. Let's just go ahead and get into the video. So, I'll say back in, what month are we in? Hold on, January, February, March, April, May, June. I say back in July to August, I worked at Home Depot of last year, and it was honestly, when I applied for the greeter, but you know, in my head, I had the intentions to working as a cashier. Like, I wanted to level up and work as a cashier, and I only wanted to be a greeter because this is when, like, the corona thing, everybody had to wear a mask to get into stores, and Home Depot was one of those stores where you had to wear a mask to get in. So my job was to stand by the door, greet people, say good morning, you know, say have a good one. Well, not really. My job was to stand by the door making sure people had masks on. But, you know, I kind of, because I'm the type that I guess I talk too much, I don't know, I ended up doing something different, but it made the place better, you know? It's like whenever somebody would come in, I would say good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it was. Whenever they left, I would say have a good one, you know, have a good day, you know, enjoy the rest of your day. I was one of those people, and I just felt like it really impacted the store because a lot of people don't want to go into a store when they see somebody just staring at them, not saying anything, and it just makes the vibe a little off, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that I had to talk to them, so I was talking to them, which I guess that's my mistake right there, because with me talking to people, saying good morning, this, that, and the third, I guess it made some people big-headed. So some people would, some older men will come up to me talking about, can I buy you lunch, can I do this, can I do that. There was a lot of people like flirting with me, and honestly, that's one of the reasons why I left, because there was a lot of old men flirting with me, trying to get my number, trying to take me out. But little did they know, I had a whole fiance. But that was one of the reasons why I really left, because honestly, I was just standing at the front of the store, and around that time it was kind of hot. It was still hot outside, so it was like I had like this tiny little fan on the table that wasn't really doing justice. So this one was a little weird. So I told this one dude to put a mask. Why does my voice sound like that? Like, my voice sounds like my nose is stuffy, but the perks of being pregnant. This one dude, I asked him if he could put a mask on, you know, because we had masks on the table, we were providing it, we had hand sanitizer, and I was also cleaning the cart, so I was in charge of a couple of different things, you know, make sure people had the mask on, saying good morning, tell them have a good one, point them in the right direction if they need it, and I was in charge of wiping the carts down after the cart person, the cart attendants, like, brought in the carts. I'll be the one washing the carts off. So that kind of made my job not as boring, because at least I'm not standing in one place, but majority of the time I was standing in one place, because after he brought the carts in, I had to go back to where I was. I couldn't leave unless I couldn't leave. Like, honestly, if I wanted to go on my lunch break, I would have to go somewhere. I would have to go to the customer service, which is literally right next to it, and I would have to ask somebody to come watch it for me, because it was just that big of a deal. Around that time, some people were like stealing and stuff, so I had to be the one at the front. It's this one dude, if he could put on a face mask or if he had a mask, and he pointed at his gun. He was walking in with the gun. He pointed at his gun and said, why would you want somebody with a disability to put on a mask, especially if I'm carrying this, and yada yada yada, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, all I said is, can you put on a mask? Like, I'm not gonna force you to. Like, you don't have to point at your gun, like you're gonna do something with it. Like, that kind of made me feel like the job I was working at, I was kind of like a threat just by asking people. Some people would talk to me and talk about how annoying it is wearing a mask, and I understand that. But you also have to understand that I'm wearing this mask all damn day. Every time I'm at this job, my mask has to come on. So I'm there for like 9 hours, maybe 10, just wearing this mask all day, and y'all can't put on a mask for what, 30 minutes or 10 minutes? Because who really shops at Home Depot? A lot of people do, but they just look around or browse. They're not really doing nothing, you know. And then some people actually know what they want, so they come in and come out, you know. So it's like, I don't know, versus wearing a mask for 9 to 10 hours straight versus wearing a mask for 30 minutes. I think mine levels out a lot more than that. So I couldn't really understand why some people didn't want to put on a mask. Oh yeah, also the pay kind of sucks, but that's how I got my first car. So obviously I guess it did something. Like, the pay was $11 an hour, but you only get paid every other week. It's not like you get paid every week, you get paid every other week. So if you stack up on your hours, I wasn't doing this at first until one of the managers came up to me saying, oh, you can stack up on your hours and yada yada yada, you can get more money. And I was like, money? Okay. So I ended up stacking up on my hours, and by the second week I ended up getting myself a car. That's how I got the car I got, and then that's how, you know, the engine died on me, and then I got another car, and then that car had a problem. So then I was like, you know what, I'm done. Me jumping from job to job, looking at these different jobs and like experiencing like different things, you know, it makes me kind of want to go back. Excuse me. It makes me kind of want to go back to Home Depot, only because I felt like my job was easy, you know. At the time I just underestimated it and I just gave up. And now I kind of regret it, because it's like, now that I'm pregnant, you know, just standing there all day wouldn't be bad. Cleaning carts wouldn't be bad. They probably could have had me do something else, because before I left, the manager came up to me saying, if you don't like this area, you know, we could train you in something else. But, you know, I got big-headed, and I was like, Amazon, because I was about to work at Amazon, like, literally, like, 2 days after that. So I was, in my head, I'm like, Amazon, more money, peace, you know. I just went ghost. I got a letter in the mail saying that I've been fired, but I kind of already knew that when I left. That was my intentions. So yeah, overall that job is not a bad job, especially just greeting people and cleaning carts and pointing people in the right direction. I feel like that's not a bad job at all. 2 or 3 days ago, and then somebody actually was there, and she was just boring. Like, she was just standing there looking all angry, and I'm like, you're not gonna say good afternoon? You're not gonna greet me? You know, like, I'm used to like me being there, so when somebody's there, I'm like, you're not really doing what I was doing. You're not saying nothing to nobody, you know. No conversation going on. You just look grumpy, you know. You're giving me a negative energy. I feel like I made the place kind of like a positive energy, because I feel like, who would want to go into a place with somebody just looking at them like this, all grumpy? You could tell what their face looks like underneath that face mask, and just look all grumpy. Like, who folds their hands at work and looks like they just don't want to be there? You know, I didn't look like that. I was always moving or in one spot saying good morning, good afternoon, how are you, is the one saying have a good one. I had the Home Depot app, so I started pointing people in the right direction, and I was studying the Home Depot app on my phone, because a lot of people came in asking for the same thing. So I'll be like, aisle 30 or aisle 10. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below. If you want to hear any more story times about any jobs I worked at before, please let me know and I'll do it. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. Mwah. Peace.